88.9 WERS. You just heard a little track from The Most Happy Fellow, which is one of Gavin Creel's favorite musicals, and he's sitting right across from me here in our studio. I'm also joined by Uzo Aduba. Is that right? Yes. Thanks for being here today, guys. It's great to see you.
It's great to be here. I love WERS.
Prometheus Bound is over at Oberon right now, being produced by the American Repertory Theater, playing now through April 2nd. Gavin Creel plays Prometheus, and Uzo, you play Io in the show.
Yes.
So tell me a bit about Prometheus Bound.
Prometheus Bound is a Greek tragedy originally written by Aeschylus that Stephen Sater, from Spring Awakening fame, has adapted into English and into a rock musical. It's a show that concentrates on the mythology of the demigod Prometheus, and he gave fire to mankind against Zeus's will. And the repercussions of that are he gets tied to a rock and is bound there and can't leave and has to be tortured and suffer and go through all this crazy forms of inhumane treatment until one day he'll be freed by Heracles.
Oh,
and,
I just gave away the end.
I did. But we don't, whatever. Anyway.
Oh, and just for the record, I'm a god.
He's
not
a god.
Demigod.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
You're full god.
He's full god,
okay,
not half.
Get knocked down a few notches.
Full out, no marking. He's
It's a neat, what Uzo was saying, it's kind of a great, simple, but very deep statement on tyranny in the world today, and it's a reflection on what, you know, what it means to be ruled by a tyrant. And the cool thing about Aeschylus' play is he sort of takes, it's told by the story is told through Prometheus' eyes, and I think
yeah, no,
I'm not a huge mythology expert or anything, but I studied in school and didn't pay attention. But what I remember is that Zeus is sort of like the king of the gods, and it was like Zeus is this great, the white-bearded, powerful, great god, and Aeschylus sort of flips it and goes, no, Zeus was a tyrant. He looked like a wonderful...
Yeah, he was ragging on Zeus pretty much the whole show.
Yeah,
You're not fans.
Is not happy.
No,
with
and you're pretty much bound the entire show,
yeah, pretty
out
much.
In the middle of the audience.
Yeah, that's the cool thing.
The chains.
We do it at the ART second stage Oberon, which is just about the coolest space because what do we have? We have like a bar.
We have a bar. We have people standing on the floor who are, you know, kind of, Diane Paulus has like created this kind of amazing world where like the humans, the mortals are on the floor and the gods are elevated up on the tables and ladders, and kind of this sort of like spectacle to be seen. And you know, it's interactive at the same time because people come down and interact in the audience without even knowing that they're going to be a part of it beyond just applauding.
Yeah.
They're in the show.
Yeah, it's complete theater in the round and theater involvement. And I was at the show last night, and both of you at one point were standing on my table, which was awesome. But no, it definitely breaks down the walls of theater a lot.
Yeah, the theme, I believe the mantra or mission statement or catchphrase of ART is expanding the boundaries of theater. And for me personally, that's the theater I'm interested in. Not just expanding like, oh, let's try a tragedy, or let's try a comedy, or let's try a revival, or whatever. I'm excited by ART and specifically Diane Paulus's idea of when you come into a theater, kind of disarming you in a way, like, oh, I never thought of that. I'm standing, I can go to the bar and get a drink while somebody's doing a soliloquy or whatever, you know. I love that. I'm excited by that.
Right,
or coming to see the same show, and you know, because there's so many different angles and things happening in different places of the theater. It's a different experience every single time.
And I think that's why people come back so much to Prometheus Bound. And as you mentioned, the book is by the Spring Awakening lyricist Stephen Sater, music by System of a Down's Serge Tonkian, and directed by Diane Paulus. What was it like working with this amazing pool of talent?
Pretty amazing. It's neat to see because Serge has never written a musical before. So what's great about that is he's obviously comes from the pop world. He has, you know, 40+ million views on YouTube from his videos with his band and everything. It's just like, you know, hugely popular. But he sort of comes completely outside of the box. He's like, I don't know theater, so I'm just going to make it up. I'm going to do what I want to do. And he's taking experiments with his own music writing. So that's kind of exciting for us because we're getting somebody from outside the world who's just kind of open to, yeah, let's create a piece. And you got Stephen, who's steeped in, I mean, he translates Greek. So he translated from the original Greek.
Oh, it's the original Greek.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And it puts his own twist in and his lyrics and everything. And then Diane sort of, I think her job is kind of just to meld the two and she's created this event and this environment in which all these minds sort of come together.
And we have some music from the show. What's the first track we're going to hear today?
I believe you're going to hear Total Paranoia first, which is, just to set it up a little, is I'm chained. I've been chained up and tortured, and I'm sort of out at the end of the earth, and I don't know whether it's a vision or what's happening, but I see my friend, my fellow Titan in rebellion, Oceanus, who's the god of the sea, and he appears and he says, "Let me free you from this torment. All you have to do is say I'm sorry. I will take your pain away, but you have to bow down to Zeus." And this is sort of how that plays out.
Okay, great. So this is Total Paranoia on 88.9 WERS. 88.9 WERS. We're back with Gavin Creel and Uzo Aduba from the American Repertory Theater's Prometheus Bound, running at Oberon right now through April 2nd.
I just have to say something really quickly.
What's up?
When you're in a musical, that was a live recording, so if you're listening in your car and you're like, what was that? That's like a very real, and when you're in a musical, when you listen to a musical on a CD, it's been mixed and mastered and all the balances and levels, and you do it a million times. But when you sit in your dressing room and you listen to the musical, that's kind of how it sounds like. It's all the breathing and the drama, and people, you can almost hear the sweat dripping off the actor. It's very real and very live. So if you're a little freaked out in your car right now, fear not. Come see us at Oberon.
It's kind of like being there live at the show.
Yeah, a little bit.
So Gavin, when you were here a few months ago, you mentioned that you were going to be doing this kind of weird experimental thing with Diane Paulus.
Yeah.
So it's really cool for me to be able to actually see it. What was the rehearsal process like for this experimental theater?
We spent a few weeks in New York City at a rehearsal space in New York, which is great because all the actors are from New York, and it was not unlike other musicals that I've rehearsed. We learn the music and we learn the arrangements and have to memorize the words, and that kind of process is the same. But what was great, I found great about the process, was it was very collaborative. It was very much my ideas. If I had one, I would ask about it, and Diane's really good about collaborating with that and oh, it's a good idea, let's try that. It didn't work, let's try this, or so I was grateful. I don't know, what was your experience in comparison? Or
I thought it was amazing. It's what Gavin said. It's kind of the same in that, you learn the music, you go through the blocking, you learn the choreography, but absolutely, Diane is so open and more free, I think, than some directors, with letting you really invite your ideas into the room. And I would say she's really, really great at saying, clearly, that is it, that might not be it, but she lets you try it full out, full blast, and without challenging it or questioning, you before you start, which is freeing for me as an actor to have that opportunity to do that.
Especially with a new piece, because a new piece, to have a director or a writer that sits there and acts like they know everything about it just because they're directing it or writing it, can really shut you down. And what was nice about this group, and we all sort of admitted, we have no idea what we're making here, but we know that it could be something quite exciting. And with the life of a musical, you do a reading, you do a workshop, you do a first production. This is just the world premiere first production. I believe it will continue to evolve the next production if it goes on, and it could end up touring, being in New York, it could end up being in other countries or whatever, but I think the brood of it in Stephen and Diane's ideas, it's got a good message. It's about tyranny. It's about being a hero and standing up for what you believe. And what's great about this production specifically is that we're teaming up with Amnesty International to it's kind of a groundbreaking concept that the entire development process of the musical, Amnesty has been there, and they've been taking meetings and going, okay, what's the situation like with prisoners of conscience, and what are you fighting for, and how could our show help in that message and get that message out? It's using theater to engage the population. And I don't know if you want to say anything about
Well, you kind of, it's this amazing experience where you can come to the theater and be entertained and have the experience of a story told to you while simultaneously being activated to do something. Mm-hmm. You know, art and social change, they're not two things that have to be separated. You know, they can be combined, and without, you know, getting beaten over the head or, you know, laid something heavy. It's a simple message. Well, humanity, you know, like
how we're doing it at the end.
And we do it at the end. Yeah, we do it at the end of the show. We tell the story first, which I think is actually a really brilliant way it's set up. We tell the story first so you get it. Wasn't that awesome? Everybody's rocking, everybody's into it, and they get that basic thing. And then at the end, after we take our curtain, every week one of us steps up, and we have. I mean, you know, it's this amazing thing they've done where we kind of represent the voice of one prisoner of conscience around the world. Through Amnesty, they've supplied us with, sadly, many people who are, you know,
horrible
put away
stories.
in horrible stories. And we'll have people, you know, we've gone through representing the women in the Democratic Republic of the Congo who are being systematically raped, telling this story in their name and asking people to kind of come and sign postcards, let their, you know, governments know that this is happening to them and it needs to stop. To Jafar Panahi in Iran, who's a filmmaker who's been locked away for speaking out against a lot of the inhumanities and injustices happening there in that country. To Dondup Wan Chen in China, who's also a filmmaker speaking against a lot of the injustices to the Tibetans there, and who are the people who are locked away. And you start to realize this is the thing about the theater experience that we're having, where not only do you get to experience, oh my gosh, the actors, everybody's here around me, and oh wow, this light is now on my face, and I'm in the show suddenly.
Yeah, and the music's exciting,
and exciting, and all of and you're charged, and you're alive, and you need to help somebody get to this place or carve out of the way. But then you really get to be a part of it in this real physical, active way where you take this postcard, and people take them because they understand it now after having watched this 80-minute journey. They are part of the show in another way.
Right. And I think that's great. And when, you know, you have a message about something, especially something as deep as Amnesty does, people kind of can close up and maybe tighten their purse strings. But I think it's so great that you guys just say, here's a postcard, sign it, speak up. And
we're not asking for donation.
Right.
I mean, a lot
You're
of
just
people
asking for people's
get
voices.
a little stiff when they're like, oh, here comes the pitch for...
Yeah.
And even when we do it in New York and we're collecting for Broadway Cares, Equity Fights AIDS, that they give, I mean, they sent when Hurricane Katrina happened, Broadway Cares sent $150,000 check on behalf of the Broadway community, and that is entirely because of the generosity of the public that comes to support us, comes to see Wicked, and you know, like they brought their daughters, and they're like, "Oh, I love it, the girl and the witches and out." And then somebody says, "Can you help our community?" They think it's just for, you know, whatever cause, but Broadway Cares is this massive, multi-million-dollar assistance. And what's neat about this is we're not asking for your money; we're just asking that you care.
Right.
You know, and if the story of Prometheus, at the end of the story, you've watched this one dude chained up and angry that why aren't you listening? I mean, I felt that way in my own country in the past, where I feel like, am I in the twilight zone that the government is being run the way it is? And am I in the mind, you know, and you think, I don't know, people want to, if you want to speak out, you got to speak out. If you're upset with the current way things are going, you have to stand up.
Yeah, and that's, I think, an amazing thing that this show kind of, you know, shows you. You have these daughters of the ether who are the girls kind of sort of wearing the veil, having their eyes closed, and then through witnessing the persecution that Prometheus is going through getting the education, being informed, simply, they realize, wait, I can do something. I can stand up against this, you know, like I can stand up against Zeus and the tyrant and have a voice. And I think that's the powerful thing, that when you have that moment at the end with the audience, this communal moment where we share, they recognize, wait, I can be a daughter of the ether. I can have a voice. I can do something.
Right. And we do have another little taste of the show for you. Uzo, do you want to set up this next song that we have?
Sure. This next song is called This Is What I Think of Myself. It's a song that Gavin and I sing together. And my character, Io, is a bit of a wanderer. She's been set wandering by Zeus and has just endured a lot of mental and physical anguish that you'll learn more about when you come and see the show, playing through April 2nd. And it's like shameless plug. Yeah, it is. And the two of us, and himself also being strung up, you know, down, chained to this rock, kind of what we've endured and had to go through at the hand of this tyrant and suffer through, and kind of what we've kind of like been bent over to feel about ourselves.
This is another live recording, so there'll be a lot of spitting and yelling and screaming and things.
And screaming.
This is What I Think of Myself, coming up next on 88.9 WERS. 88.9 WERS. We're here in the studio with Gavin Creel and Uzo Aduba from the American Repertory Theater's Prometheus Bound. You just heard This Is What I Think of Myself. That was Gavin and Uzo performing together. They play, respectively, Prometheus and Io in the show. Thanks again, guys, for being here.
Thanks for having us.
So what drew you to these roles in this creative masterpiece of a show?
Oh, creative masterpiece. For me, it was working with all the people that were involved. I didn't know anything about this story, honestly. I knew of the tale, but I knew very little. It was just the fact that I was excited that these people were all coming together and they were up to something new. I wanted to do a new piece.
Mm-hmm.
And I like things that kind of push the envelope. As you can hear, the first song is this beautiful, quiet, plaintive thing, and the next one is this angry, quite abrasive at times, and very adult experience. And then we've got other really ethereal music, and then we've got angry music, and we've got invigorating music. It's kind of like that's exciting to me too, musically and lyrically. It just it's like poetry. So it's a challenge. It's a real challenge for me, and I'm not always up for a challenge, but this time I was.
And did you audition for these, or were you approached about the show?
Yeah, we all auditioned. This was just kind of like the same kind of thing where we all came to it, and I luckily had worked with Diane, obviously, on Hair, and I had a relationship with Steven because 10 years prior, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just said that. I did 2 workshops of Spring Awakening.
When you were like 14, right?
Yeah, I think I was like 7. But yeah, we did a like a daycare version of Spring Awakening. Not at all. I met Steven and doing Spring Awakening, and I knew he's up to something creative, and I thought I want to be a part of that. So I'm really glad I'm there. What about you, Uzo?
Yeah, I think it was the sort of the mashup between rock. You know, you have Serge, who obviously knows how to write rock and roll, authentic rock and roll, but also coming from this like Armenian background, has the ability to add all this other kind of sound to it, jazz, rock, you know, all of it coming into it, with then Steven, who is a brilliant writer, beautiful writer, and an incredible poet as well, you know, with his language. That was very interesting to me, the idea that those two things would be, you know, mixed together, cross-pollinated, if you were, as it were. That was like
cross-pollinated.
Yeah, you like that?
Cross-pollination of creative pollen. I don't know what it's spring. Is it spring yet?
Spring.
What's wrong with this country? I want warm weather. We're heating it up at the Oberon only for 2 more weeks. I just want to say we literally have 2 weeks, and you can come watch this cross-pollination.
Yes,
and we will promise to bring, with the heat of this show, we will bring the spring in.
Bring it and awaken.
Warm
there
up
you
the
go.
Boston weather. There are so many different musical styles in the show that it takes you on this incredible journey, and it must be such, I know it's higher energy for the audience, but it must be like a real ride for you guys being a part of it.
It's charged. Like, first of all, we have this amazing band called Choke and Jerk, and they're awesome.
They're awesome.
Get it? And they're like a bass, to trumpet, to trombone, to violin, to melodica. I didn't even know what a melodica was, to tell you the honest truth, but now I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah. 19 different guitars, sitar, keyboards, and they sync together so beautifully and powerfully. And they all met doing this project. I mean, they came together from different parts of, the music world, and they're very much part of the play also. They're part of us. We're all one. We come out and we're like, boom, here we are. Okay, we're going to tell the story. But I think the music, the different styles, sort of has a great appeal to everybody, because you come in, if you don't want something loud and really it's going to infect you, like in that way, it's like, whoa, then this isn't the show for you. And if you don't like that, then I want to check your pulse, because that's the kind of thing it is. There is truly something for everybody.
Yeah.
And they pass out earplugs at the door, so if it's a little too loud for you, you can get a little softer version. But we've got all age ranges coming.
Right.
I mean, it's a subscription-based theater, so you're getting some people who have absolutely no idea what they're in for, and I always look at them, and they're sitting there, and they have this puzzled look on their face while I'm like screaming, and then I come up. They almost every time come up to us afterwards, because afterwards we mingle through the audience, and we will come and meet. It's not like the show ends and we retreat back into our dressing rooms. We literally step off the stage and come out into the audience, pass out postcards, talk to, and we stay out there, and they pump music, and it's an awesome experience. That alone I enjoy.
People can hang out.
Yeah, but these people, these subscribers that look like my grandparents, they come up and they're like, wow. That was something. And they're really kind of engaged in a way that they think, oh, this is music for the young kids. I said, no, it's music for everybody.
Yeah.
It's exciting like that.
Yeah, there are times where you want to be like down on the dance floor rocking out, and then there are times where you just want to take it in. I got full-on goosebumps for a lot of the different, slower songs. So
the Daughters of the Ether, who are played by Joe Lampert, Ashley Flanagan, and Selena Carvajal, are, I think I got it right with the pronunciation.
That was nice.
Very
nice.
And
they've got the most unbelievable blend. The three of their voices together.
They harmonize very well.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
I
thought there was more than 3 of them.
It's amazing.
But,
all of them are. Yeah.
Michael Cuneo, who you heard on the first track, has one of the most ridiculous rock voices ever. I don't understand how he can do what he's doing. We have, I think, the new one of the new great stars of the American theater, Gabe Ebert.
Yes.
Is going to be a huge, huge star.
Yes.
He's such a talent and a fearless collaborator. And then we have kind of a legend of the theater and of the jazz circuit, of the LGBT community. Leah Delaria is just sort of an inspiration to me, but to all of us in a way that she is unapologetic in the way she lives her life. She's unapologetic in her performing style, and she has this moment in the play, which I think we might hear some of. It was entirely, we were in the rehearsal hall here in Cambridge. And they were like, Gabe and Leah were over screwing around.
Because Gabe beatboxes.
He beatboxes, yes. And Leah scats. She can scat like a genius.
Yeah.
And they were over there, and they came over, and they were like, listen to this, what we're doing. And I was like, you have to tell. And we were all flipping out. And they walked over, and I've got this idea. And Diane had a furrowed brow, and she's like, let me hear it. Just let me hear it. And we did it, and she was kind of silent. And she was like, that's cool. That's really cool. And it's the coolest thing. And that was all, again, a testament to Serge and to Diane and to Stephen, that they're open to ideas. And it been a very collaborative, exciting time for an actor. So what you're going to hear is just, and again, it's a live recording, but it's this cool, she calls it acid jazz fusion, and then funk, for like the Gabe effect. So you get the Daughters of the Ether and this haunting anthem that they're trying to convince me, Prometheus, to bow down. It's going to get bad. We're scared now. We thought we believed you, but now we're scared. And then the gods are standing over on the bar in this bizarre pink light, like taunting, scatting, beatboxing, like boom, boom, boom. Michael's doing the bass. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Such a great moment in the show. That's what we're going to hear next on 88.9 WERS. 88.9 WERS. That was a little scat from Leah Delaria, Gabe Ebert, and Michael Cuneo, who are part of the American Repertory Theater's Prometheus Bound. And I'm joined right now by Gavin Creel, who plays Prometheus, and Uzo Aduba, who plays Io in the show. You guys have performances running right now through April 2nd. You've got Monday through Friday at 7:30, and then also on Fridays there's a 10 p.m. show, which I also want to thank you for coming in so early on a Saturday on your day off right after having
only
a two-show
for
night.
WERS. Yeah, only for you. You guys are wonderful, and I love that you have this program on, and it's just the coolest. I wish I lived in Boston.
We wish you did too.
I want to move to Boston. Hey, I want to say something. I want to say hi to Jason, who has commented on the Facebook page. Jason, you know who you are. I can't say your last name because I don't want someone coming to your house and taking your flat screen TV. But I do want to say that he just wrote this really cool thing that I'm very encouraged and honored to be working at ART. I'm really happy to be here. But he just wrote, "This is the sort of hard-hitting cultural commentary I've come to expect, nay, demand." I like to comment that I like the word nay. Nice use of nay. Nay, demand from the American Repertory Theater. Keep up the good work. I think that kind of thank you, Jason, for saying that. But I think it kind of captures what the ART is about, what Diane's as new artistic director, her mission is about, and this piece with all of its successes and flaws, because that's what great theater is. It's not perfect. Mm-hmm. And it's an exciting thing that I feel like you just got to come to see it. And there are limited tickets left, and it's just you got to come see this because it's an experience. It's not just a show. It's something that you experience. Mm-hmm. And again, its imperfections and its perfections all together make it a really exciting, captivating night, I think.
Mm-hmm. That you can have, with your friends, with a group, you can come out and have this communal experience that's like rocking, like part concert, part theater, part story, part activism, part chill out and listen to the ether, part, rock and headbang to this is what I think of myself. Like, it is everything. You can walk away and have like a really cool night out with, with people. And we're not, sadly, we're not here as long as we'd love to be. We'd love to be here forever and ever. But we're only here.
Also,
go ahead.
Our wonderful man, Jared Fine, reminds me, you can drink while you're there.
Booze
like, literally, we at the beginning of the show, we walk through the crowd and sort of let them know that we're glad you're there, but we also sort of let them know the quote-unquote rules. And there are none. You just can't climb up the ladder, as I always say, because that would be odd, because there are a couple ladders. But, like, you can move around. If there's a moment where you're like, okay, I need a drink, you can walk over to the bar. And that's what Diane said. She says it's taking what you think you're going to experience at the theater and going, hey, if you want to text your friend, hey, I'm seeing this really cool show, or like, oh my gosh, when we get home, I want to read about the myths, or text them. No, but we're not stopping you at this venue. It's not like sit down and behave and don't talk. Talk, move. If you want to see something, weave through the crowd and come to the front. Yeah. If you want to headbang and you want to go get a beer and just like headbang in the corner, do it. If you want to come up to the rock and touch me, I'm quite sweaty, so just beware. Hey, we will also want to say happy birthday, Deb Barsha, who is our music director.
She's amazing.
She turned 39 today. Yeah.
Not a day over 7.
No, no. We're all gonna go bowling with her today to celebrate her birthday, and she's a wonderful woman, and
we love you, Deb.
Yeah, we love you, and she's keeping us, trying to keep us behaved, but not too behaved.
On the beat at least.
Yeah.
Well, thanks guys so much for being here.
It's been a
real pleasure to have you here. Prometheus Bound is running through April 2nd. You've got the only Saturday show is going to be your last day. You have 7:30 and 10 o'clock. Every other night is Monday through Friday at 7:30. The American Repertory Theater.org is your website, right?
We do 2 shows on Friday. We do a 7:30 and a 10, I believe.
Yeah, and play Monday through Friday.
Yes.
We play on Mondays as well.
But you're right, that last Saturday, a lot of people are my friends in New York. So if you're listening, my friends in New York, you can come on the weekend. But we have one Saturday.
Just that one last
Saturday,
show.
So I think those 2 are going to be packed. So if you can't come on a weekday, call now.
And I think there's Student Rush that are like $15 that you can come and see the show. So
and also it's only like 80 minutes, so you could come after work if you want. If you're not looking for like a crazy late night out, it's really no intermission, in and out. Have the experience home by 9:30 to watch whatever comes on at 9:30.
And afterwards, we do encourage you to stay, talk to Amnesty International volunteers, learn about the cases. Stay and have another beer, chill out with us. We jam the music, the cast and the band. We're all just sort of with the crowd. Yeah. It's a very communal experience, and I hope hope the future of the theater. At least one part of the theater, I would like this to be present.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to be a part of this kind of theater, so come and see us.
I think
Awesome.
something new was born here.
Yeah.
I agree. And it is a great weeknight show, better than staying home and watching TV. So Prometheus Bound is at Oberon now through April 2nd. That's at 2 Arrow Street in Harvard Square. You can go to AmericanRepertoryTheater.org.